Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Hinterland. Ooh, happy Friday. We actually made it. Wow, it's been a long week, but Friday's here. The weekend is just around the corner. Hope you're all doing well. So, we are still in September, and I was just looking over our fields, and they're in pretty good shape. There's really not much we can do right now with our existing fields. Next month, we'll throw another application of fertilizer on a couple of them, but right now, we're in pretty good shape. And speaking of fields, I think we need to work on cutting in. If I'm looking at our farmland right here in 24, that has a lot of opportunity for us to cut in a new field. And I think we're going to work on that. We could do one over here in 46, but I think I'm going to hold off on that for now. Not in any hurry to do one there, but this whole area over here, though, I think is pretty inviting. Before we get at that, we're gonna change a couple things up. So, go figure, right? um, this mower, as much as I like this mower setup, I just haven't been happy with the fact that we're not getting a real swath out of it, and we're gonna be doing a lot of mowing, one way or the other. So I think we're gonna get this thing washed up, fixed up, and sold off, and we're gonna order a new mower set for our farm. Um, I have an idea of which one I want to order, but we'll get to that in a second. Also, I have made another changed my mind again. I swear it's for the last time on the mixer. I was really debating on the Lucas anyways. I really like the Lucas mixer. I think it's a sweet mixer. I'll show you what I had already there. This Lucas here, very nice mixer, 30,000 liters. Went over why I decided to upgrade our mixer because of our bale sizes. Then I got a message from a viewer whose name will go undisclosed, but we call him Tin Man. And he basically got me thinking again about a fixed thing, and this is what I ended up with. The Silo King. Wow, it's kind of loud. And running for some reason. I don't think there's anything in it. No, there indeed is not. Oh, maybe because I have it. If I deactivate it. Ah, maybe that's it. Okay. So this bad boy here is definitely going to take care of our TMR issues, our TMR needs. Yeah, it's going to hold a lot. It does hold a lot. They make another one that's just the mixer itself, but yeah, this thing. But it holds 40,000, and I thought, you know what? A little more money, almost for what the Lucas costs. We can get the big boy, and so I went with the big boy. It holds a lot. I think it's in the neighborhood of like 200 plus thousand liters of TMR. Yeah, it doesn't need, it does not require mineral feed. I kind of wish it did just for the sake of realism in the game. I feel a little cheaty not needing feeding, not needing the mineral feed, but it still requires the stuff that you work hardest for, which is straw, uh, hay, and silage. I mean, let's face it, mineral feed generally we just buy on a pallet. So the rest of the stuff we actually have to work for. And so waiting for our silage to finish fermenting, I think that'll be either late today or probably tomorrow or September, October. And then we can start filling that puppy up with TMR stuff and start getting our mix going. Looking forward to trying it out. And since Giants also made a change in the game on their latest patch, these things, these forage wagons, can now hold TMR. Is it? Yeah, that's right, right? They didn't used to hold TMR. Or did they? Oh boy. Is it silage or TMR? I forget now. They added TMR, I think. Okay, anyways, that wagon or this wagon we can use for hauling TMR to our cows. All right, enough jibber jabber. I already called Heinrich. Said, dude, I'm bringing my mower. My mower deck's over. You're going to have to make us a good deal on them. They're not that used. And we need to find something else. So let's go ahead and get them washed up so they look nice before they go on the boat. And we will, yeah. Oh, and kind of had to chuckle a little bit. I see a mod came out that is a blower, a leaf blower mod. It's kind of funny. Um, but I've always said that I think the game, instead of a power washer, it actually needs an air compressor blower, because that's what I see like most farmers use is air, because if you put water on a lot of these things, they just get gunked up and everything, but they use air to blow these things out, especially in combines. And I've always thought, man, it'd be nice to have an air compressor. Well, you can at least get a leaf blower now. Even though I think it sounds and looks a lot like water coming out of it, we're one step closer to having air compressors in the game. I know, it's not a big deal. I know. It just is one of those things. Why aren't you folded? There you go. It's just one of those things that, you know, I basically see every farmer that I watch on YouTube when they're going to clean out their combines, they're not going for pressure washers. They're going for air compressors. I remember back in 15, how cool I thought it was that there were car wash mods. You know, you could drive your tractor into like a car wash, and it would actually have the rollers that would go back and forth um, around your tractor and get it cleaned up and stuff. And I thought those, I always made it a point to try and have one on my map, a car wash on my map. I do like the way those skirts blow in the wind. Kind of cool. There's Heinrich. Oh, Brad. Oh, did you see? Oh, I want to see that again. Oh, look at that, baby, folding. I don't think it'll do that without that front 3-point mod installed. That's kind of sweet. That's the first time I've actually seen that much action on a front 3-point. That's kind of cool. All right, let's get out and repair and repaint these things so we get top dollar. And we'll repaint that as well. And let's go see Heinrich for a second. Hey, buddy.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi.
All right. Dude, I called and told you I need to pick up a new mower setup. What do you got for me, man? What do you got for me? Let's take a peek. Anything in the sales market? No, there's never anything in the sales market. So this is what I'm thinking. We're going to spend some money and we're going to go with the Crone. Yeah, true swathing, giddy up. I mean, at this point, I was actually tempted to get a like self-propelled mower. Might just forget about it and buy the Crone here, or maybe even get one of these gizmos. But the cutting width just isn't all that great, and I really didn't want to step down on cutting width. I think the John Deere is 4.5 meters, so we're gonna go still for this. The only thing I have a little bit of concern about with this is, well, that's kind of cool, is the horsepower. It's 290, and I think they add those together. And we don't have a 290 horsepower tractor, but I think our Kloss or our Lambo will still manage. Um, will still manage. So yeah. And we'll add the swather on there. I think we might, I don't know if that's for looks or what, but yeah, giddy up. Crone, the name in grass work, man, I tell ya. These things are actually really quite nice. Who makes this mod? This is BM modding. Oh, BM modding and Wopster. Wait a minute. Huh, that's funny. I almost forgot about BM modding. They, whoops, didn't want to dump that one yet. They made my favorite baler, that Krone big baler way back in FS15. That won I think it won the overall mod contest. That thing was epic when it came out. I loved that baler. It was fantastic. And that was BM modding, if I'm not mistaken. But that's cool. I didn't even know they were still around. Interesting. Great modders, though. Holy cow. Man, they make a lot of good stuff. They've made a lot of really, really good mods. So we'll just see if Wopster from BM modding, is it from BM modding or Wopster and BM modding? I'm not entirely sure. All right, Heinrich, do me a favor, buddy. Give us a really good price for those, okay?
Hi.
All right. Talk to you later, man. We haven't. How's it going?
Hi.
Thanks for the pizza. Is it that heavy? Oh, okay. Have a good one. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye for now. We'll just set that pizza around here. Oh, yes, I'm closing the door. Man, I don't think she likes me at all. I think ever since that deal with the a slight misunderstanding, if I must say so myself. I'll tell you all about that sometime or another, but yeah, I don't think she's been my biggest fan, but we'll see. Hey, we still have our flowing skirts. Very nice. So we are going to... We need to cut in a new field. And as usual, what I like to do before cutting in a field is get it mowed. But I think what we're going to do this time, we are going to get it mowed. I'll show you kind of my thoughts on this. It gets a little bit weird when you don't own all the surrounding property. You know, so let's park the old Class here for a sec. So if we take a look at this, when I cut in the field here, this imaginary line right here, well, unfortunately, it's not something you can actually see when you're working. So we got to cut in our field right along here, and we're going to come down here, and we're going to bring it all the way down and around this kind of a deal here, okay? Now, we could buy this land here, and then, yeah, then you need to buy this one, and then it just goes. So we're going to stick with this right here. How much is it 80 grand? We really need to start bringing some money in instead of having all this money out. And this is going to be a pretty good size field. So I'm not too concerned about, you know, the size. It's going to be a decent sized field regardless. Actually, hold on a second, Mr. Lambo. I parked you here for a reason. Oh, okay, good. Very little repair. Oh, that was the bumper. The Lambo does need repair, like almost $1,200 worth of repair. That was more than just an oil change, Lambo. Is that like a full tune-up? What's going on? These tractors do get a pretty good workout, though, I must say. They are used quite a bit. We haven't used our little Vultra in a while, but we will be using that again soon. All right, let's go. I like the engine sound on the Lambo. It sounds good. It's kind of got a little deeper, nice little sound to it. Quite like that. I quite like it. All right, so we're in the world are we? We're right here. That is so not the way we need to go. We need to go this way. And what I want to do is kind of get to a point where I know our property line, the edge of our property line is going to be. So we need to kind of go, it's kind of weird because I'm expecting it to go like straight across this way, but I don't think that's, yeah, that's not right. We're going to get to the edge of our property line here. Just bear with me. This will hopefully make more sense here in a second. Holy cow, did I go too far? I swear I had this thought out much better than I seem to be doing here. All right, so we need to come over here, closer to our path. Sorry if I'm giving you seizures from flipping back and forth so much, because you can't see what I need to see here, if that makes sense. Brad, you're not impressing anybody at all here. Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. All right. So we need to go this way. Yeah, that's what I wanted. All right. I think I... Oh, man, it's so bad. Oh, okay. So we're going to start... Because if we start like this, it's just going to tell us... Whoops. It's just going to tell us we don't own this land and so on and so forth. And it's just going to get cranky. Actually, I think we do technically own, yeah, this little strip here, but we don't care about that little strip. Once we get this kind of plotted out, it'll go much easier. I am just having all kinds of difficulties doing that. I think it's this way right there. That'll work. Okay. And we can go all the way back that way. Now what we want to do is we want allow create fields. And we want GPS. I think a direction. Yeah. And we want show lines on, and we want offset to be higher so I can actually see. So something like that business. Lock and load that bad boy. Take one more look at our map. We could go a little further this way, but we will add to this field most likely. And we are going to we can pretty much come all the way back here. Am I thinking of this right? So we can pretty much cut a line straight across. Okay, I got you. That took way longer than it should have, but we're going to come all the way across here until it stops us. Come all the way down here. Make our loop all the way around, and that'll be... Ultimately, that will be our field. And I'm going to cut this field in edgewise, and then we'll just mow up, or I will mow up the middle part of it. Probably offline, so you all don't have to go through another mowing event unless you enjoy the mowing. I personally really enjoy it, but I actually really like this too. I like creating new fields. It's kind of fun. Even though that was like really more painful than it should have been, I kind of like it. So if what I'm thinking works out properly, it always seems like they're not going to be that big a field, but this is going to be a decent sized field. And we're either going to add on to it or we'll put a little road in the middle. Okay, so that is the end of our property line right there. And now we're going to go to the right. I think that's why I'm all turned around, because I keep thinking yeah, I keep putting us in the wrong direct, thinking north is south and south is north, but we'll get her. So now if we go here, I think we can pretty much eyeball. No, not really. Let me set up our dealio again here. I don't know if it's gonna let me. It is good. All right. Now we should be in pretty good shape. And we should be going right along our property line. And we'll pretty much just eyeball this whole situation right down here the way that we want it. So if I wouldn't have taken 20 minutes to actually find that property line, this would have been a lot smoother. Now, I know that Ornata included in this map, which I thought was really nice, the ability to paint in a field. Unfortunately, and she even talks about this on her, if you watch her overview of Hinterland, she could not figure out, or doesn't know how to, make it so that painting in a field is free. She's got a $0 price tag on the field painter, which it's not here where I thought it would be. It's not here. Is it in tools? I kind of forget now where it is. Where would it make sense? Decoration, others? No. Anyways, there is a deal. Yeah, I'm not finding it. Always bugs me when I go to show you guys something and I can't find what it is I'm looking for. Anyways, it has a $0 price tag, but as you start using it, boy, is it expensive. It's very expensive to use. So yeah, we're not going to use that. I think this is going to get interesting. Look at these this nice little ditch that's along here. I actually think I'm going to stop our field right there because I think our combine is not going to appreciate dealing with that too much. Or at least the combine header is not going to appreciate that very much. So we're going to try and I'm not going to be very successful at this. I'm just going to tell you right now. But we're going to try and stay a little ways away from that severe drop down. And honestly, if I'm losing a few feet, I'm okay with that. I know farmers would probably go seriously right up to the edge of this little drive thing here and maximize every foot they can. But, oh boy, this is going to be seriously interesting when we get to... Oh, I didn't realize how rough this is. Let's turn off our... I didn't realize how rough some of this land is. It should be called rough land. So bad. Speaking of land, here's a quick little story for you before we have to say goodbye. Where am I at? I'm just going to check how badly I'm doing. Wait, what is going on? What is that? What is this here? Oh, that's the road. Okay, I'm getting confused with... Okay, it's the same color. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't make a do something that wrong. I think I've mentioned to you all that I had a very um, intense choir director in high school. His name was Mr. Phelps. We all called him Digger Phelps, or just Digger. He's an interesting chap. A lot of respect for the guy. He took music very seriously. Well, we were going down the line. We had probably 50 people in the choir. I'm just gonna take a shot at saying 50 people in the choir. And we all had to sing "My Country 'Tis of Thee." I may have told you this story. I apologize if I have, back in maybe Kubota Farm. But I'm just gonna tell you this thing real quick. But we all had to sing "My Country 'Tis of Thee," and the point of singing this was to place us. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Isn't that the same color? No, it's a little different color than this, isn't it? Okay. So we're good. I'm not going to creep way back in here. Do we own? We don't own this up here. So we'll have room to expand this field up if we want to make a massive field. I don't think so, though, because I think we're going to use some of this land for, well, animal husbandry stuff. We are actually going to bring sheep, or probably more cows. Omatana's got a really cool open pasture sheep pen that I think we're going to take advantage of. Let me turn the Y off so we're not creating a field. Let me fold this up for now because we are done doing our field portion that we're going to do right now. And we need to get... Tell me the bridge is back there, isn't it? We need to get... well, there's a bridge over here. We need to get our mower. But anyways, so this dude was super intense. I think I told you about the story about me throwing a shoe across the choir room and getting busted for that. Well, we were going down the line. It was the first day, second day of school. I'm probably not that, but anyways, we all had already auditioned for choir. We were all in the varsity choir, but he wanted to make sure that we were one in the right group, the right section, whether it be tenor, bass, baritone. And then for women, soprano, alto soprano, that kind of thing. And he wanted to have us placed properly next to people because you may or may not know this, but in a choir, not everybody has to be the world's greatest vocalist. I mean, obviously, you want to have people that can sing on tune and stuff like that, but even more importantly is you want people grouped together that have similar vocal sounds, right? So the people on my left and right should blend pretty well with me and vice versa, okay? So that's what we were doing. We were just going down the row, um, doing our "My Country 'Tis of Thee." Everybody just, oh, I love that. I really like this. Okay, I think this might be the mower. So mid-wide spread, control Y, swath, and wide. So if I put this on swath, so this is the mower that I think the person that left a comment, I apologize, I forgot your name, was telling me about, that you had to select swath for both the front and rear deck. This one you do. And that is going to be fun to watch me remember to do that. But, so we have swath back, front, and swath back. Perfecto. And I love watching this. In fact, we're just going to do this real quick because I think this is so cool. I love it. I love Farming Simulator sometimes. I really, really do. So anyways, we were all doing "My Country 'Tis of Thee," doing our thing. Everybody's in a good mood. Well, as good a mood as you are when you're in choir in high school. And I had not gone yet. No, Brad, don't get button silly, button crazy here. There you go, big guy. There you go. You're getting the idea. Wait, do I not have what's going on? I don't see swath dropping. I want swath dropping. What did I do wrong? Did I change it? I did. How did I change it? Widespread swath. Yeah, I screwed up. It was my bad. And swath. Okay. That's my bad. There we go. Yeah, that was an operator error. That's the swath I want. Very nice. Okay. So we're going down the row, doing our thing. I think like 4 people had gone. And then this poor bastard started singing. And he starts singing My Country 'Tis of Thee, sweet, and he comes to the word land and says laund. Because somewhere, somebody probably told him that when you're singing, you don't say A's, you say ahs, which is just bad advice. It's just bad advice. But he took it to heart. And I will tell you that old Mr. Phelps there lost his freaking mind. Slams the keys on the keyboard, on the piano, because he was playing the song, right? Slams the keys down on the piano. And why? I'm sorry, I keep stopping because it's not doing what I want it to do at the moment. I think my keyboard skills are not behaving. Slams the keys super hard. This poor kid immediately stops singing, has no idea what he did wrong, probably either thinks that he said the wrong words, or we were still in that kind of Cold War era, probably thought Phelps was going to accuse him of being a communist or something. I don't know what was going on in this poor kid's head, because the entire rest of the choir was absolutely terrified, and we weren't even singing. It was all eyes on this poor guy. And Digger's like, what is the word laund? What is that word? I don't even know what that word means. We don't say laund, we say land. Now sing it right. And I'll tell you, man, I think every person in that choir room probably didn't thank that poor kid, but should have thanked him for taking one for the team. Because he basically, and most likely, saved us all. Because there more than one person was going to do that. It's almost guaranteed more than one person was going to do the old laund thing. But that was Digger. He was intense. He was an intense music teacher. But I had learned a ton of respect for him and how seriously he took it, and clearly it paid off for our choir. And you know, he was just not afraid to let people know what they were doing right and wrong, and he was never shied away from calling people out. And I'll tell you something, if he was in today's classroom, I don't think he'd make it. I think a lot of kids today are a little too sensitive to deal with somebody like old Mr. Phelps. He would probably be brought up in front of a school teacher review board and all kinds of stuff, you know. But his heart was most certainly in the right place. And I learned an awful lot from him. And yeah, I don't think he's around anymore. I think he passed away a few years ago. But, you know, old Digger Phelps, quite a man, quite a dude. He actually has turned me on to one of my all-time favorite a cappella groups, the Nylons, from Canada. I think they're mostly from Toronto. I think they're still around. They're just not the same as they were back in the late 80s and early 90s. They were so amazing. They probably are still very good, but the original group was absolutely amazing. Went and saw them in concert probably 4 or 5 times. Um, they actually had one big hit on the top 40 radio, and that was Kiss Him Goodbye. You know, the old na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye. That was their big hit for the radio. But otherwise, they quite amazing. Unfortunately, I think all but one of the members has passed away, which is a shame. One of them was actually grew up and went back to, actually ended up going back to live not too far from me. Boy, this is some rough land. This is going to get pretty interesting when we go to plant or harvest some of this field, because it's looking a little rough ski. I think one of their singers was in fact, a school teacher, I believe, a choral director, I believe he was. But he also passed away not too long ago. Well, it's probably been a few years now. But it's a shame. Look them up sometime if you want to hear some amazing. If you honestly want to hear 4 people, man, that is so rough. That is awesome. That is so rough. We might need to get the real digger out and smooth out some of this, because that is nasty. But check them out. YouTube Music, Apple Music, Spotify. They're going to be pretty much anywhere. Just regular YouTube. Do a search for the Nylons. Probably their best album is one of their early albums, which is either self-titled or my favorite, which is One Size Fits All. If you want to hear 4 guys that are each one in their own right, some of the best vocalists you'll ever hear together singing as a quartet, they're amazing, absolutely amazing. A cappella, they do add percussion, a little bit of percussion here and there, but otherwise it's just absolutely amazing. And I know it may sound lame, but I have told friends of mine about them who have said the same thing. Sounds kind of lame, Brad. And then listened to them, and we're like, okay, that's not lame. That's really, really good. And in concert live, holy cow. Just, I forget what it's called, but I remember Mr. Phelps telling me about this, and when first time I saw them in concert, I think they're called overtones, now that I think about it. I think that's what you call it. It's when you've got vocalists, let's say, who are so perfectly in pitch and in tune together that your ear hears tones that are produced by their vote. So it almost, I'm saying this completely wrong. Tones that are produced, they almost sound like 8 people or 10 people are singing, because of how amazingly accurate they are. And like I said, each one of them were top vocalists in their own right. So it's pretty amazing. Anyways, I'm all gaga over the Nylons. But music is a big passion of mine. It's what I went to college for, and not what I ended up doing for a living, but it's never left my, um, never strayed far from me. I've always stayed close to music. But we need to get this episode wrapped up. I am on overtime already with this bad boy, but I'm going to continue to get this field mowed out and taken care of. I might actually grab the old smoother tool. I'll have to think about that. I'm kind of tempted to not do that and just let the excuse me, I'm so sorry. Let the equipment deal with it the best they can. Might be kind of fun watching the old combine trying to get over some of those nasty ruts. We'll see how that goes. But thanks everyone. Have a really, really good rest of the day today, Friday, and hopefully I'll see you this weekend. I'm not sure what my plans are yet. I think I have to put some overtime in. So I'm not sure how things are going to work out this weekend. But hopefully I will still see you at some point this weekend. If not, I'll always be back Monday for some more Hinterland. Leave a like if you enjoyed the episode. I'd appreciate that. And of course, you're always welcome to subscribe. You know you're always welcome to subscribe if you want. Yeah, I'm liking this mower setup. And I'm glad the Kloss is actually handling it pretty well. So, outstanding. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.